I expressed extreme details regarding relationships that I've been in prior. And I expressed these extreme details because I'm not afraid of the truth.
Sarah had already been with someone before us. And that person committed a crime against her. But as far as I know, Sarah hasn't tried to press charges. Sarah hasn't done anything. Instead, Sarah has entirely focused on demonizing other people. So it's very confusing. Very confusing. Considering someone actually committed a crime against Sarah and you don't even know about it. She just said it was some guy of dark skin. And I was just like, why don't you report it? And she didn't report it, as far as I know. When Sarah was here, I proposed that we try junk to rear. And she said that the guy who had forced himself tried to do that, but it was too clenched for him to successfully do that, so instead he did junk to junk. And you have to include these kinds of things, so you guys understand everything.
Like Shiloh used to say that there was this guy, and I said this before, but I'm saying it again. There was this guy who abducted her and raped her in his basement for weeks. That's what she said. Sometimes your body betrays you. That's what she said. And then she followed it up with, but no, I never enjoyed what he did. It was always awful. And I'm like, okay.
Like, for instance, Shiloh. Shiloh told me that she was locked in a basement by one of her ex-boyfriends and that she was raped for the entire week. But she said this when we were in Toronto. She said that her last boyfriend had raped her, chained her, chained in the basement and raped her for 1 or 2 weeks. I'm telling you what's up. I'm telling you what's up. And she said at moments her body betrayed her, saying that she was orgasming as a result of what she had went through in that basement.
Hey guys, it's really, really scary situation that you could potentially go through someday, so I want to try to help you out. Let's say you make a friend or you start dating someone that seems like a pretty decent individual, and you talk to them about your life and they talk to you about your life. I want to warn you that some people will take the information that you gave them because they're hurt that you rejected them or broke up with them or whatever, and they'll warp it to all seem really, really horrible.
It sounds like he gained your confidence, got some deep personal information about you, and exploited it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
In a very hurtful way?
Yeah, on like several occasions.
Things that you told him in confidence because you trusted him, and he exploited that and blasted that all over the internet.
Hella.
Yeah. And some of the most personal information one could imagine. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Don't use YouTube to maliciously share personal information about another individual or revealing someone's private personal information.
Sarah told me that someone violated her, so she needs to go to police about that person that I've never met, who she described as a black man. You need to go after that person, Sarah, because that person is the person that you came to me and said had violated you.
Sarah sharing a text of her accusing what she described as a black man of taking her virginity, claiming to only see on this same person raped her. Sarah going on about the alleged black man she says raped her.
If Sarah really is going and talking to a lawyer about suing me because I talked, why didn't she do that when she said she was a victim? Like, Sarah, why don't you go and talk to a lawyer about the person you told me it was a black man who had forced themselves on you? Why don't you go to a lawyer about that and pursue that person who you say actually violated you?
Well, guess what, Dale? You're the worst person I've ever met.
Oh, really? What about that guy who forced you to kill your unborn child? I'm worse than that guy? Really? Because you told me about him.
Was I supposed to hear that? Because you just, knew that I was here and that you were talking in front of me and you said that anyway?
I can't believe you said that in front of everyone.
So I said that you got an abortion, okay, because some other dude made you do it, because I never made you get an that was my point.
Yeah, you're a real piece of Dale.
You date her. I don't give a
Okay, there you go again. The worst person you ever met. So once again, you're encouraging me to tell people the worst people you've actually ever met. Like I told you that if you got pregnant, I would take care of the baby. Meanwhile, your ex-boyfriend forced you to get an abortion. I told the truth about you to the public, and as a result, you say I'm the worst person you've ever met when you've literally been raped. Someone intentionally got you drunk and they raped you. I'm worse than someone who forced you to kill your unborn child. I don't have these secrets like you do, and I don't respect the secrets of most everyone I've ever encountered. That you've encountered a rapist, that you've encountered someone who would force you to kill your unborn baby. There you go. Again, she's saying she hates me more than the person who forced her to kill her unborn child. She hates me more than the person who raped her after, by her own words, they intentionally got her drunk so they could have sex with her, thus it legally being rape. And clearly telling me that I am worse than the person who raped you, that I'm worse than the person who forced your abortion. You could force this person to get an abortion, kill their unborn child. You could intentionally intoxicate this person so you could, by the law's standards, rape them. You could cheat on them, and you still won't be as bad as the guy who was honest about them. This is definitely bizarro world.